Welcome back to my channel, everybody. It is very cold out here, but not very cold, like it's chilly with very windy. So today I just wanted to do a video on kiddie pool gardening. It's gonna be a really quick video, just some stuff that I've learned, some stuff that I recommend, things like that. So last year I really started my kiddie pool gardening journey. It had been a little bit the year before, but not as much. So last year was 2023, 2022 is when I kind of started. I did strawberries, which those did really well. But last year I did some other things besides strawberries, which strawberries don't have deep root systems, not as deep as others, and the other things did not do as well. So this 10-foot pool, yeah, it's 10 foot, like 5-foot pool, whatever, 5-foot pool, I had less dirt in here now, or than what's in there now. I had a little bit less, so it was probably about 6-7 inches from the top. I am still going to put soil into those. I just wanted to do a little bit, see where it was at, and then continue adding. Same these with my big beds. I'm going to be adding more soil to these once I turn and just get ready for spring. So with that, one of the big things that I learned last year with kiddie pool gardening is you want to have your plants, or not your plants, you want to have your kiddie pools filled with enough soil to where things can develop a decent root system. Now, if you want to go a different approach, you could cut out the bottom of the kiddie pool and then put weed fabric down and then put it in a permanent place, whatever. I did not want to go that route, and also it would just be easy to pull up, but I did not go that route. Again, I probably would never go that route, just because it is nice to be able to move those. I can move those at any time. They're hard to move and they take all members of my family, but they're able to be moved pretty easily, with a bit of effort, obviously, but they are fairly easy to move. So that's just one of my tips for kiddie pool gardening. Also, keeping them watered. With any container gardens, you want to make sure that they are watered unless you are heavily mulching, to preserve some of that moisture. But in something that's not directly in the ground, they do tend to dry out quicker. They require a little bit more water. So my way to fight that is I water every morning every night, because it is very important to water them. I choose to do it at night during the summer because it gets very hot here in Central Virginia, quite early on in the day, so I will water then. Now I do water in the morning. Sometimes when I haven't been able to water that night or the previous night, I will water when they are ready to, just in the mornings beforehand. And that's actually preferred. You don't want any funguses or anything growing up, or mushrooms. If you have an excessive amount of mushrooms growing in your garden, that can be why, is because you're watering at night and it's just the perfect atmosphere for them to survive. So it's things like that. Just, it's a learning experience, and I'm hoping to be able to show you guys how to properly do your kiddie pool gardens this year. Properly, well, air quotes there, properly, because again, nothing's ever going to be perfect. I am planning on cranking out a bunch of produce from those this year. They are very efficient, and that's what I want them to be able to be. I want them to be efficient. I want them to be able to crank out as much food as possible, because at the end of the day, that's not what matters, but it is very important to be able to maximize your food growth. It is very chilly out here, y'all. But yeah, at the end of the day, that is what's important. Now, the strawberries benefit from probably only 5 or 6 inches of soil, but because it does get chilly here, I will cover them with straw and hay. I have not, because I did cover with extra soil earlier, and I plan on raising that up from the soil level that it was, making it a bit taller, making it a bit more, a bit better in that aspect. I have a smaller kiddie pool with strawberries as well. That one, I had chickens get out, so I couldn't particularly tell how well they did in there or didn't do. It was also a transplant that I cut off the original plant. So again, that was not a very good experiment. Hopefully this year they grow and fill in that whole pool. I will probably actually go to the max level shown on my kiddie pool, which I will show you. It says max right there, and that's for the small pool. So I will probably do that because I feel like that is a decent amount of soil. I mean, that's a decent amount of water in there. But yeah, you want to do that. And then another thing that is very important is making sure that you have good drainage in your pools. I did holes probably every 3 to 4 inches just to maximize drainage, because that area that they're on is not flat at all. So it was nice to be able to maximize that space like that and just let the water drain off however it needs to drain off. Or in some areas, people who are in longer climates, you might want to leave water and then not water as frequently and let water sit in the bottom of that where the roots can tap into it, but you don't want to overwater at that point because that's when root rot becomes a problem. Yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to cover. It is very cold, but I will be doing more in-depth tutorials over the spring of planting, of all these tips compiled into one, just when I'm planting. So again, this will be repetition, but I will be going back over this stuff once I plant in these kiddie pools for the spring. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.